How could something the size of a quarter have such a detrimental impact on the world? My name is Margaret Hodge, and I'm going to explain to you why we need to save the bees. The population of bees is declining rapidly, and we all need to be aware of it. As stated in an article written by Esther Martin, we predict the honeybee population is a ticking time bomb protected by its isolated position and small population size. They not only play a huge role as a pollinator, but they also help the livelihood of so many things around them. The collapse of the bee population will lead to an existential crisis if left unchecked. When thinking about the bee decline, you're probably questioning why it all matters. It matters because pollination is an essential agriculture contributor. It contributes more than any other management practice. Thus, bees are one of the most important parts of agriculture. Production only continues to rise, which is why it is so crucial that we do everything possible to prevent their extinction. More than 80% of crops worldwide need to be pollinated by bees, and over 35% of the world's food depends on bees. There are over 3,500 species of bees that do this. Crop pollination by insects is worth over $15 billion a year to the United States economy and approximately $170 billion a year globally. A frequently cited figure is that 1/3 of our food is dependent on pollinating insects, as stated by Scott H. McCart. Bees not only help contribute to crop production, but it also helps the livelihood of farm animals. They help support a diverse food supply for all animals. When looking at the statistics, the number of how rapidly the bee population is declining is very breathtaking. The issue was first noticed in 2015. Beekeepers said that this was the first time that they saw that they lost more bees in the summer than in the winter. They said that if it continued like this year after year, the bee population would be non-existent by the year 2035. In the last couple of years, the extinction rate has risen 100 to 1,000 times, and in the year 2018 to 2019 alone, the extinction rate increased by 40.7%. Trying to pinpoint a certain cause of all of this is very challenging. The leading problems of the loss of bees is their loss of habitat, climate change, toxic pesticides, and disease. The loss of habitat is a direct effect of urban development and intensive farming. The intensive farming takes away the diverse food sources bees need for their diet. Poor nutrition affects the immune system of both the individual and the colony level, amplifying effects of other stressors, stated by Sahad Badari. Climate change also had an effect on them. With winters getting shorter and warming, natural nesting behaviors are disrupted. The climate change is also affected by the bees' food sources. It disrupts the life of the flowers that the bees need for their food and that they depend on every day. Pesticides also have a huge effect on them. Pesticides, even when applied correctly, have multiple negative effects on bees. Bees can be poisoned just by flying around a farm or any plants that have been sprayed with pesticides, even though it was sprayed correctly. Pesticides also kill a lot of plants that bees use for their main food sources. In addition, they also reduce their ability to breed and lower their ability to fight off diseases. Connecting the bees' decline to your life and thinking about ways that we can help prevent it and by making small changes in our everyday life is easier than we may think. Although having bees swim around in your backyard may not sound appealing, if we try to work towards having a bee-friendly environment, it could help build a population of bees outside of their farms. There are also many food and plants that involve using pesticides, so if we work towards having eating bee-friendly foods, this could also make a big contribution. So if we avoid eating and producing foods in this way, it could cut down a lot of toxicity. Another small thing we can all work towards is just walking away. I know our first instinct is swatting at bees every single time they get around us because they can be very annoying. Most of the time they will not bother you if we just leave them alone. Although the exact reason has not been identified, it is important that we all are informed about this topic. Being aware of what small changes we can all make to help the bees have a healthy environment to thrive is crucial to their survival and to ours.
Yay!